What's up, guys? Flickify here, and today I've got episode 56 of my career mode with York City for you guys. And if you guys can remember back to the last episode, we are in the winter transfer window, so a couple offers have been running in. Hopefully we can go ahead and sell some of our players off that haven't gotten too much playtime. But before that begins, we have our first match against Brighton here. And against Brighton, they aren't sitting too high in the league, so I was hoping to do well. But things start off with Sinclair on the edge. He's going to find Jensen in the center, who got to start this game over Sorrentino. And there in the 5th minute, we get the early goal. So Jensen trying to find his form again, and he had a nice start there. You know, 5 minutes in, we get the opening goal, and that was good to see. But here, I don't know if you guys can see that player in the center. He is on the ground, and that is our center back, Perez, probably our best center back. And unfortunately, he is injured. He is injured with a broken ankle, so that's really a disastrous event. We seem to have an injury bug lately. I think 3 of our top players, Mokhtar Da Silva, that's his name, and as well as Perez here, you know, they've been injured in the recent weeks, so that's really unfortunate for us, and I don't know why this has been happening so much recently. I think last season I hardly had any injuries, or none that lasted for a long amount of time, but this season we have 3 players out at this point that have been out for about 2 months now. But here's Jensen again, trying to get a second goal for ourselves, and look at that finish from right past the keeper. In the 32nd minute, we have a 2-0 lead over Brighton, and things are going really well for us. Jensen has definitely found his form yet again, so maybe being on the bench for a little bit was a good thing for him, and he kind of had a little bit of time to go ahead and realize his role in the squad. But there, Daryl Brighton actually had to make a decent save to keep the game at 2-0, and we go into halftime with that 2-0 lead, so things are going really well for us. The players are happy. Sinclair's giving high fives all around, and I think the squad's morale was really nice at this point. And I did bring in Chikuchi and Kelly because I had this game under control. And speaking of Chikuchi, he's through on goal right here, looking to get a cross in, and he will send it in to Jensen, but that one will be just wide, and it goes out for a corner kick, but nothing really resulted off that corner kick. But here in the 90th minute, Brighton looked to pull one back, and they do so successfully on the one-time shot. I think it might have been a triple X cross, but we still managed to get the 2-1 victory, so Brighton did pull one back late, but they didn't have enough time, and I was able to hold on to that lead late in the game. You can see there, Jensen gets a 9.3 match rating as well as Sinclair, so a really nice performance from our team. You know, looking at the stats there, it's kind of hard to believe that we did get such a decent result because we didn't really have that much possession or shots, but I guess things worked out well for us, and we took advantage of the advantages that were given to us. And it was good to get a win there against Brighton. Continue that form, hopefully, to the rest of this episode. And here we're going to go through a little bit of simulation. And pretty much as we reach the end of the transfer deadline, all this transfer talk has been coming in. Players want to leave their clubs. Some want to join new clubs. I think Atletico Madrid, they're going after Neymar, which would be a big signing for them since Neymar, as you guys know, he's got so much potential. He's one of the better players on FIFA, at least one of the more skillful players. But we go into the next match against Blackburn Rovers, looking to get another win for ourselves and move ourselves up in the league table. And speaking of the league table, we're sitting at 4th place right now, so that's pretty decent. You know, we're definitely within striking distance of West Ham and I think Burnley, who are sitting 2nd and 3rd respectively. But here Isacek doing a little bit of dribbling. He's going to find Sinclair in the center, but it will be saved from the keeper with a little bit of a leg save, and the player there who got that shot off was offsides. But it's going to be Vidio who's dribbling the ball around the box, doing a couple cuts, and he's going to find Bergamelli there, who's going to take a really nice controlled touch and tuck that into the back of the net to give us the 1-0 lead. So things were starting off really well for us. In these last 2 games, we've gotten early goals, which is always a good thing to see. And Daryl Brighton being really nice on form yet again, making a good save. They're keeping the game at 1-0. And Isacek looking for Vidio, making a great run there, just catching up with a bit of play. And he's going to get a shot off, but that one will be saved by Blackburn Rovers keeper. And the game was kept at 1-0. But we were just continuing to bombard them. Here this time it's going to be Jensen who gets through on goal. And he's going to tuck this one away, make it 2-0. So Jensen, I think that's his 3rd goal, I want to say, in 2 games. So definitely nice to see that from him. And we go into halftime yet again with a 2-0 lead. So things are definitely under control. We're in the driving seat the last 2 games. And I do make some substitutions here, bringing in Sorrentino, Kelly, and our man, Matty Blair. And here's Jensen yet again, trying to get a 2nd goal for himself in this game. And you can see he pretty much just runs right by the whole defense, does a nice little cut move, and that one will hit the top of the crossbar. But Matty Blair cleans things up and makes the game 3-0 at this point in the 63rd minute, so things are definitely going well for us. But we were not done there. Here's Bergamelli, look at that shot from him, making it 4-0 for us in the 86th minute, so just a complete destroying of Blackburn Rovers, and we get a nice win there, 4-0. That might be the biggest win this season, I'm not sure, but Bergamelli got a 9.8 match rating in that game. That might be the highest that we've had from any player throughout any of the games this season, and you can tell from the stats we completely dominated that game. And here we get a transfer offer or a loan offer from Rotherham United for John McGreedy, so we're going to go ahead and sell him off. I think that was the guy who scored like last episode. He never got a start. So good to see that some other clubs want him maybe because he scored a goal. But we're going to continue with some simulations. But before that, I go ahead and check the game setting because that game was just too easy. I had to make sure I was still on world class because I thought I accidentally moved down a difficulty level, but I was indeed on world class. I guess the squad just played really well together. But as we reach the end of the transfer deadline, we will move into transfer deadline day right here. And I will be honest with you guys, a little bit of business did happen today, but not for the first couple hours. We're just going to simulate past that, and eventually, I think with about 5 hours left, or 4, we do get a transfer offers, one of which for Matty Blair and another for Lucas dos Santos, and I do go ahead and accept that offer for Matty Blair. Although he's played so well for us, he's getting up there in age, and as the squad improves, he's just not going to get enough playtime. But here's another offer for Lucas dos Santos from Real Madrid. A somewhat decent offer, but I'm not going to be selling off Dos Santos because he has grown like 5 attributes this season, so I think he's going to go ahead and get a nice bit of potential. And there you can see we do sell off Matty Blair, so he will be leaving York City. It's kind of a shame since he's a little bit of a legend here, but we do need those funds, and I think Matty Blair will be happier off at a squad that he might get a little bit more playtime. And here I'm going to be showing you guys the squad report, just going through all the players. You can see some of the main growths. Darmian there up 5. Vadio up 1, Ice Check up 3, which is kind of surprising, and Gaikwad obviously not too great. Jensen got a +3, which is good. Perez, even though he's injured, is up 2. De Silva, he's up 4, even though he's still injured. Mukhtar 2, even though he's injured. And our players on loan are still doing well as well. You know, they are all young, so they do manage to grow, which is, as I mentioned a couple episodes ago, that's probably the best thing about this squad. They're so young, so we have a lot of potential and room to grow. And here you can check out the league table. We're sitting at 4th place right now and within striking distance of that 2nd and 3rd place position. Petersburg at the bottom of the league with 10 points. Country City right above them. And we do get a couple emails here for our last match, one of which a couple players will be leaving on international duty, not a big deal. And here we get a job offer from Wolverhampton Wanderers. I do head and reject that because, as you guys know, I will be staying here at York City. And we get a squad report from one of our players in our youth academy. No real changes there. And from here, we go into the last match against Leicester City. I know how to pronounce it now, guys, after you guys corrected me last episode. So we go into the match against Leicester City and hoping to make it a clean sheet for us. 3 wins in 3 matches. And I do give Jerome the start because I think he came to me and said that he wanted to get the start in this match. And as shown from the league table, we are sitting 4th place right now. Only 3 points behind that 3rd place position. So maybe if we can string together a couple wins, we can move up in the league table. But Jermaine Beckford actually started things off for Leicester City in the 34th minute, gave them the opening goal, and we were down at that point. So we go into halftime still down with a deficit, which is a little bit different than what I'm used to in his last 2 matches. You know, we were starting things off really well, both with leads going into halftime. But luckily for us, Dos Santos had a good shot on goal. It was saved by the keeper, but Jensen, continuing his form, cleans that one up and ties the game up at 1-1. And I do make some substitutions, trying to bring in some pace and some energy into the squad. And here late in the match, I don't really know what their defender was doing. He might have cramped up or something, but we're going to get a clutch late goal there in the 85th minute. Jensen getting another goal for himself, 2nd goal in this match, and we pull off the 2-1 win against Leicester City. So 3 wins in 3 matches in this episode. A really nice bit of performance from the squad, and Jensen there gets a 9.8 match rating. So that will bring an end to the episode today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to leave a like, rating, or a comment. Anyways, this has been FlickFi, and I'll be talking to you guys again soon.